You swear upon to the testimony that I have given the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Yes, sir. Congratulations.
If you'll get situated, be careful of those wheels next to that ledge, and then state and spell your name for the record, please.
Yes, Your Honor. My name is Stephen O'Hare, Stephen, last name O''Hare.
Detective O'Hare, good afternoon now, about 7 minutes. Can you tell the court where you're currently employed?
I am currently employed with the Atlanta Police Department.
And in what capacity?
I'm a detective.
And how long have you been employed with the Atlanta Police Department?
I am in my 33rd year.
All right. Can you describe your duties that you have currently with the Atlanta Police Department?
I'm assigned to the Fugitive unit. Our responsibilities include locating and arresting fugitives that are assigned to us. Typically, the individuals we're looking for would be described as violent offenders. Anybody that has a warrant for anything from murder, armed robbery, rape, aggravated assault involving a weapon. Almost all of our subjects we're looking for involve some of that nature.
Okay. And generally, how is an operation like this planned? What is the planning involved to execute something like this?
So initially, a case will be assigned out. Typically, it's in a rotation-styled order. They will go outside of that at times and give a senior investigator certain cases. In this case, or typically in any case, we'll do an initial background of the individual, attempting to identify a location or a number of locations that the individual could be at. We utilize technology in order to assist in locating individuals. Once we actually reasonably believe that we've got a location for a wanted subject, we will then utilize different means to apprehend them. Could use our own fugitive unit to basically go and conduct a knock and call out is what we call it. Basically, we knock on the door, identify ourselves, and request for the individual to come outside. We could utilize the U.S. Marshals in some more serious cases or cases that are outside of the immediate Atlanta area. We'll also utilize the FBI in a similar manner, but for me, I usually use the U.S. Marshals.
Okay. And were you working in that capacity on the 26th of July, 2024?
Yes.
Okay. And on August 6th, 2024?
Yes.
All right. And as to those dates in particular, I'm going to turn your attention to August 6th, 2024. Can you tell the court what you did on that date?
So on August 6th of 2024, we prepared a warrant service in the attempt to apprehend Christopher Wolfenbarger, who had an outstanding warrant for murder. I had reached out to the U.S. Marshals and requested their assistance, including the assistance from the Spalding County Sheriff's Office. We reasonably believed that Christopher was at his address. I believe it's 126 Liberty Circle in Griffin, Georgia. We utilized his cell phone by GPSing it, and that allowed us to additionally believe that he was on site as the cell phone showed to be at his property that was identified to belong to him. We arrived on site. U.S. Marshals took the lead as they went to the actual door to attempt to serve the warrant.
All right. Now, when you approach the door, and in particular in this case, do you make any type of attempt to announce your presence?
Yes, in this case, I witnessed it. The marshals did what we call a surround and call out, so they will surround the property utilizing all the different resources we have that day. But specifically in this case, they approached the door with a 8-man, what we call a stack. Basically, it's a series of individuals who obviously are armed, and their job is to make contact and attempt to apprehend the individual. And in this case, they did knock on the door, and they did identify themselves and specifically call out for Mr. Wolfenbarger to come out and surrender.
When you say identify themselves, how did they go about doing that?
They will call out their U.S. Marshals.
Okay. So there was some attempt, so your testimony is that there was some attempt to alert that there was law enforcement present?
Yeah, it was more than just some attempt. What we describe as waiting a reasonable amount of time. We will knock on the door, knock on the door, knock on the door, and they went further than just. I mean, they gave him several minutes to come outside and surrender.
And so when you say further, further than what? What do you mean by that?
Well, depending upon the intelligence we have prior to going in, the potential for violence or potential for there to be risk to the officers for serious injury, or further than that, they could decide to basically break down the door. The individuals believed to be running inside, potentially gathering weapons or anything like that, they will breach the door and attempt to basically escalate it to a point to where get him to understand that he needs to surrender.
Okay. Were those attempts successful?
No, they breached the door, and his female girlfriend that identified, I believe she was a long time girlfriend. She was observed coming from the right side of the structure. It was later determined that their bedroom was to the left side of the structure. So for whatever reason, she was coming from the other side.
Okay. All right. So walk us through, in terms of the tactics that you used to work your way through the Wolfenbarger residence. What were you doing, and how many persons or how many officers total were involved in that?
I can't tell you specifically how much personnel we had, but if I had to put a number on it, it'd be roughly 30 people between, obviously, like I said before, Atlanta Police, U.S. Marshals, Spalding County Sheriff's Department, and we also had the U.S. Secret Service out there assisting.
Okay. So when you make your breach, what do you do after you first make the breach into the residence?
We basically will breach the door, and we'll continue to call out. At that point, they're waiting for any kind of contact with anybody. In this case, his girlfriend immediately came to the door and saying she surrendered she basically just started cooperating at that point.
Okay. And did you attempt to work your way through the residence at that time?
At that time, the team that actually was assigned to clear the structure started to basically clear the downstairs. They had a secondary team start to clear what I can only describe as the two garages or off to the right that were directly attached to the actual what is the house. It's kind of a weird layout, but you had the house on the left, and then you had attached garages that they were using as part of their house. So they cleared the bottom area, did not locate him. They were working to clear the upstairs structure, but they were being very methodical about it. They believed at that point, since they had cleared the bottom, that there's a potential that he was hiding upstairs, and they were trying to come up with a plan on how to safely be able to go up there and locate him and apprehend him.
Okay. Was that successful, attempting to locate Mr. Wolfenbarger upstairs?
They never actually made it upstairs. I actually had relocated from outside and came in and started assisting in what we call a secondary search. We actually did 3 or 4 searches to try to locate this individual, and it's not unusual to have people get creative in their houses or locations and come up with locations for them to hide. So we continued to kind of pull on boards, try to move mirrors, just do second and third searches to make sure that somebody didn't miss something. Unfortunately, we are human, and things do happen like that. So as I maneuvered out for probably the second or third time out to what was, I can only describe as a makeshift kitchen that was created in one of the garages, and I kind of maneuvered around, and I noticed on the right side of it there was like a wine rack that appeared to be loose. So I started manipulating it and kind of saw that it was moving a little bit, and I was using my gun and flashlight on my gun to kind of peer underneath
So detailed.
underneath it, and I maneuvered a little bit more to the right, and when I looked inside, I could see what.
Okay, has anybody, I hope it's not just me, I hope somebody in the chat, do you guys ever watch like Sasquatch witness stories and listen to the way they describe the little details about how they're walking like one pace through the woods? They have like a 5-sentence long description of what they witnessed during that 1-2 paces forward. this guy could do Sasquatch stories.
It turned out to be Mr. Wolfenbarger, hunched over. I could see his back, and he was hunched over, hiding deep into the little structure that was created for their kitchen.
Okay. Is your memory good enough of what you observed that day that are you able to demonstrate the manner in which Mr. Wolfenbarger was, as you testified, hunching over when you observed him?
It might not be my memory that I'm worried about. It might be my body that I'm worried about.
Okay. All right. Are you physically able?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Okay. With the court's permission, can I have the witness step into the gallery and demonstrate what he observed Mr. Wolfenbarger doing?
Mr. Chairman?
Demonstrate.
Okay,
Do
go ahead,
it.
sir.
Do it. Act it out.
He seemed to be on all fours.
On fours. All
Kind of
fours.
hunched over, where it just was, you could see the curvature of his back.
Okay.
No, show
And at
us.
that time, your testimony was that you had the light on your firearm, is that correct?
That's correct.
And at that time, your testimony was also that you had already previously
get
made
back up
several
there
attempts
so
to announce
quick?
law enforcement. Is that also correct?
Repeat that?
Several attempts to announce that you were law enforcement. Is that also
Not just myself, but everybody that was out there. They were, the initial response was we had identified ourselves, and at that point we weren't walking around basically announcing ourselves over and over again. The people that are serving the warrant, that are actually looking for him inside, they can't have a bunch of people talking. Their job is to come up with a plan to try to safely find him. So we're not just going to be in the house just yelling or continuously saying, "Hey, police."
Okay. How much time would you say, just an estimation of how much time it took from the point when you first made your announcement of law enforcement to when you were able to apprehend the defendant?
It was at least 20 minutes, if not longer.
Okay.
Somewhere between the range of 20 and 30 minutes, it seemed like at least.
All right. Were you able to apprehend the defendant on that?
Yes, once we spotted him inside of the kitchen area, I kind of backed off, summoned some of the guys around it, and then we called out several times. I attempted to communicate with him myself. Other guys from the U.S. Marshals finally got him to be able to respond within about probably 3 to 5 minutes, and then basically he responded verbally, and it took us probably another 3 to 5 minutes to get him out of the structure, to talk him out.
Okay.
Hey.
Of course, permission, I'm going to show you what's been marked at State's Exhibit 29. Can you tell the court if you recognize this State's Exhibit?
I do.
All right. How do you recognize that exhibit?
That is a thumb drive with body-worn camera video.
Have you had an opportunity to view the contents of that State's Exhibit?
I have.
Did you sign the envelope on that exhibit indicating that you had viewed it and that it was a fair and accurate representation of what you observed on the date you arrested the defendant?
I did.
Your Honor, at this time, the State move to tender in evidence State's Exhibit 29.
Okay, Exhibit 29 is admitted.
Permission to publish?
Permission granted.
And Your Honor, I'm informed the defense counsel, my assumption is that they're in agreement. We're playing the tape starting at 5 minutes.
Okay,
And how long is it? It is 26 minutes. 26 minutes. Minus 5 or? Minus 5.
This guy?
so 21 minutes of runtime?
That's correct.
Okay, is there
Oh,
both
God.
audio and video?
Oh, we get to see the video.
Yeah.
There is audio and video, that's correct.
Okay. The reason I ask that question is
We
just
get
so
to
I can
see the
instruct the
video.
jury that because of the technology, if you see people talking, their words may lag behind the movement that you see. And so I'll just prepare you for that, that they might not line up. Go ahead, sir.
I'm so excited. For real, show us.
No, it's no shit. There's a freaking, I was mental. She grabbed us, we're gonna keep running. That's true. But it's the fence, you can't get past the big hatch, and did, I mean, perimeter got up pretty quick, right?
Right, plus Frank and another guy approached the woods. So, I mean,
They were blocked off there, I think.
yeah.
I don't think that they were made it out. Yeah.
John? Yeah. Want me to put your tickets right here? Yeah, here's some there. Yeah, the secondary suite on the cabinets.
I'm drawing upstairs. They're not fly drawing upstairs. They're small, straight out the stairs, straight off the straight up. Looks like the school says nothing to pass this dude. If he knows something's coming, like to have like fucking, I mean, it sounds weird, but to have like a fucking,
Yeah, we still got that. Yeah.
I think you got some sort of hole on there.
Is there no way I'll do that? Yeah, no, it's not here. I know, there's one over there.
Is there I got something here.
Oh my god, does it say send nudes? Oh, beautiful. It's like a fish tank with a wood art thing, or maybe one of those little lights that just looks wood colored instead of like a neon color. Oh my god. I love this child. Oh, he's in there? No, he's not in the dryer.
So they go first. Make sure it's not right up the stairs. Yeah. Hey, what's that door on? Is that Charles, sir? Right. Okay.
We're pretty much clear on the main level.
Except for there's when you come in the front door, there's a door behind the front door that goes instruction window on the left. I don't think we've gotten to look at it yet.
Jumping out. Yeah, so if he's about to have the drum ready, I would say let's get the drum up there first. Yeah. So that way we stand by up there as well. Hey, so he's not gonna have a whole lot of work up there with the drum. Immediate left is a closed door. Okay. Buttons up right, pretty much right above us. There's another closed door. Right and straight is a bathroom. Alright, hey, who's got the drum remote? Or the bot remote?
Chat, what is this? What?
There's another closed door. Right and straight is a bathroom.
Santa?
Alright, hey, who's got the drill remote? Or the bot remote? Okay, hey, somebody monitor this while Mason's on the stairs. Make sure it's got it checked out what it says. Say that it is on the doorbell. He was awake and he tells the writer, stay with me. We got into your camera.
Hey, there's two windows here on the left side of the house right there.
Yeah.
There's each bedroom window, right?
Yeah.
Are that? So that you can have in the closet? Yes, sir. Those two windows go to the bedroom in here? So there's gotta be a here. I don't know what in there.
Yeah,
I went in there, but it's gonna be there's no connecting door, it's gonna be a small closet, unless it stairs down.
Maybe something cool closet.
Alright. And I can just walk upstairs if you guys wanna clean that up, just.
Is somebody in there? Somebody in there?
Yeah,
Now they're pulling out for him?
see that moving though. All right, got you. All right, next session, towards you. Next break. Somebody never said that.
Well, me and him are gonna take stairs. You better know.
Let's move it. Go ahead, bro.
Robot section.
Yeah.
Alright, so we rolled out this device was on that side of the house.
Are we listening
You guys clean up and
Got a new room.
what's happening? Keep in mind,
That's pretty fun. Oh, you see this cabinet? Chad, I absolutely feel like we could have found this guy faster. And I get that there's a like 6 random people from this chat put together as a crew could have found this guy faster. And it doesn't seem like they're maneuvering to be safe. Looking for little Mike. Playing high. Oh, we got the gun out. I don't think he's gonna be in those cabinets.
This look weird, this mirror. I guess it's like a workout. Yeah, weird. I was looking just, you see, what access? This one's on 3 road. I was looking good. I didn't hear it. Low stakes. Look at his slide. It looks like a slide.
Santa's back.
Height, 6 foot, yes sir. According to the bottom.
Where does this officer plan to shoot? Where does he plan to fire off his weapon? What is he aiming at? They try to find him behind the picture. Oh, they're using it for the light. I don't love that. I think they need to have, like, something they can press quickly. Oh, my ears need a break. Did you guys hear this story? I don't remember where it was or who it involved, so I can't do a quick search for it, but they were searching a home, and they're walking around with this, like, flashlight thing that is either attached to the gun. It's like moving with the gun. It's like on top of the gun. And the officer is looking around, and then the flashlight, because she turns her flashlight, it reflects in a mirror, and she thinks someone is standing there, but it's a mirror, but it's her with her own gun, and she fires her weapon because the flashlight reflecting off the mirror freaks her out. Like, there's ways that I think this could go wrong, having the flashlight and the gun attached to itself. You want to watch that quick? There's a video. Let's watch that one. Let's watch what I'm talking about. Guys, we're going to do a segue into this. Oh, wait. Okay. This guy has some interesting commentary, so maybe we won't watch that one. Let me see if we can just jump to the footage. Changing my mind. I'll find a different version. We'll continue with this until then. What is on the door, chat? We're playing I Spy. All right. Let's see if we get a better frame. What? It says, I seen you take that shit, now put it back? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I'm surprised they're not using this in reference to the stolen, borrowed, returned, maybe not returned saw as proof of character.
A subfolder, but then that means there is a subfolder. So, I'll access that. No, so like, it's here.
That little low. Maybe that.
It's held in by these two things. Yeah, it's on a channel, but I couldn't, I couldn't really. I can't see any, empty space.
Inside the
Can you see a phone for him and me? I'm good. Okay.
got the country crock container, old leather containers. Are we looking under the, is this the cavity? I would have been impressed. That would have been a good hiding spot. How'd they get into it though?
Tell him I need a gun. He's in here.
This guy's worth of things though, and why does he have a
On the other side, you'll be able to see him. Talk to him. Talk to him. Chris! Come out with your hands up, dude. You know you're in the garage behind the line thing. Come out now! Yo. Partner, come out now or you're gonna get yourself fucking shot.
Oh no, oh no. Are they getting ready to lower the volume? They don't shoot.
Jason, Chris, come on out.
I don't want it to case it's loud.
You good enough? You good? No, it's
Bring the dome out.
where?
Yeah, bring the dome
He's inside of that. Inside of it? Yes, you'll see an opening on the other side. Yeah. He's kind of hunched over like this.
Drinks his water after that long video.
We stopped the video at 23:44.
Thank you.
23 minutes.
Now, Detective O'Hare, we've just watched a portion of the video beginning at the 5-minute mark. At this point in the video, has the announcement and the breaches to the residence, had that occurred at that point already?
That had occurred originally, yes.
Okay, all right. And that was the video consistent with your testimony as to the wine rack and placing your gun in the flashlight to be able to view the defendant at that time?
Correct.
All right. And you testified as to the use of technology. Was that the reason that you continued to do the first and the secondary searches? Was that the reason that you continued to do that?
No, technology would have referred to utilizing his cell phone
Okay.
to assist in locating him.
All right. And how, in terms of the cell phone, was that did that contribute to, I guess, just the certainty that he was at the location or the effort to search the residence? Did that contribute to that?
Yeah, the fact that this was reasonably believed to be his residence, and in addition to that, his cell phone was at the residence. It led us to believe that he was in the residence. We additionally got some additional information that he was inside, so.
Okay, all right. That's all I have, Judge. That's all I have. Thank you.
Mr. Samuel?
Detective?
Yes, sir.
Detective O'Hare. We've been in court once before. You may not remember. You worked with the Marshals Task Force, is that right?
I did, yes.
Okay, at the time? Okay, Detective Hines, Deputy Hines with the U.S. Marshals?
Yes,
Okay. Hutchins,
correct.
you testified in that case, do you recall?
I did.
Okay. The approach that the strike forces take when they apprehend someone begins with a pre-operation meeting, correct?
That's correct.
Somewhere off-site, you meet and discuss the background of the defendant, right?
Correct.
You review kind of the history of the case a little bit. I mean, you're not spending hours, but to give you a sense of what you should expect to find, correct?
That's correct.
And for your all safety, right?
Yes.
That wasn't me, was it?
No, I think it was someone in the gallery. It's fine.
No strikes. Yeah.
Nope.
Okay. And if I understand correctly, there were about 30 of you that showed up at the house, right?
That's my rough guesstimate. Yes, sir.
You can count the cars out in the driveway, and well, let me go back to the pre-operational meeting. You knew that who did the pre-operational meeting? Who was the case agent, so to speak?
In a technical sense, it was me.
Okay.
I assisted, but considering that we had requested for the U.S. Marshals to handle the actual deployment of resources to apprehend him,
Right.
I believe it was Deputy U.S. Marshal Frank Lemke that was technically the U.S. Marshal case agent.
Got it, okay. And in the pre-operational meeting, did you all discuss the fact that on several prior occasions, Mr. The defendant, Chris, here, you know his name is Chris, right?
Correct.
Wolfenbarger, that he had met with the police and had long conversations with them on many occasions prior to this?
Yes, it was revealed that he understood he was a suspect. Obviously, this had occurred years prior.
That's right. And he had met with the APD and had given DNA samples on 3 different occasions.
I wasn't aware of that, but
He met with other detectives and gave head hair samples when asked.
that could have happened.
He met with other police. I mean, he was regularly, it seems, this was many years ago, meeting with police officers and gave pubic hair samples. Were you aware of that?
I was aware that he knew he was a suspect and had previously
Cooperated.
cooperated,
Yeah.
but all the rest of it, I mean, you're talking about a number of years had transpired.
The point is, it's important for the arrest team to know about his, listen, if in the past he had regularly pulled out a gun every time the police approached him, you would have dealt somewhat differently on this day, August 6th, than if he had just regularly talked to the police when asked.
I guess, but the fact is, the charges, I mean,
I understand.
support us taking him very seriously.
I am not saying you did anything wrong. Okay, so don't.
No, I understand that.
Okay. Who was doing the pre-op? Lemke, is that what you said?
I believe it was Lemke, but it would have been supported by me. I would have provided, because I technically was
Right.
the case agent for APD, so I would have provided
Right.
a lot of the details.
And was this your body cam we were just watching for 20 minutes?
Yes.
Okay. No firearms anywhere, right?
20 minutes.
I don't recall ever seeing any.
Okay. Well, of course, you all had
Yeah, no
assault
doubt, yes.
weapons and machine guns and all kinds of things you use, right? Possess,
Like,
right?
We have firearms, correct?
Right. If necessary, you
Get
have
up.
flashbangs you will use.
We have access to them, yes.
You have access to drones you actually use, even inside houses. You'll send
Correct.
drones upstairs to look around what's going on, right?
Yes.
And in this case, as in, I think it's fair to say all of the cases that the strike force does, it's kind of a, for lack of a better description, kind of a shock and awe, right? You don't go in with one or two people and knock on the door if it's a case where you're making a violent crime arrest. You 30 people with all armed with, many armed with assault weapons and everything else, right?
Yeah, we
It is
do.
a scary scene.
Well, the idea is to overwhelm the individual with a show of perceived force.
Exactly what I meant. Okay. Shock and awe, overwhelm them with perceived force. And it's obvious to you what happened here was the overwhelming show of force led him to hide behind the counter, right? Behind the wine cellar, the wine rack.
I would say, I would disagree with you.
Okay. Well, you don't know what's in his state of mind. I don't know what was his state of mind. But there was an overwhelming show of force, and then he went and hid, correct?
There was, but there was also a declaration that the law enforcement was on his property and he was fully aware of that.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not questioning that.
so defensive.
I mean, just look how everybody's dressed. You all have flak jackets on, police, marshal, Secret Service was there, no FBI. The FBI strike force wasn't there, right?
They were not there.
You use marshals and another group uses FBI, right?
Correct.
Strike force. There's two different strike forces in Atlanta. And when you arrested him, he came out from behind the, whatever you call that part of the kitchen that was under kind of construction behind the wine rack, correct?
Correct. After a period of time, he finally surrendered.
Right. And then you put him in someone's car and drove him up to Atlanta, correct?
That's correct.
That's all the questions I have, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Fawcett?
Technical
Redirect.
here, were you involved in the criminal investigation in this case?
I was not.
Okay. Do you know who the lead detective was when the skull of Melissa Wolfenbarger was originally found in 1998?
The guy that threw you under the
believe-
bus, Dale Kelly.
It was a retired detective, Detective Dale Kelly.
Okay. Did you assist him at that time in 98?
I did not.
You familiar with who the lead detective is when the remains were identified in 2003? Do you know who was assigned to the case at that time?
In 03,
Yes.
I do not.
Okay. So you don't know that it was Detective Alton Calhoun?
I did not.
Okay. Did you ever consult with Detective Calhoun about his investigation into this case?
I did not.
Okay. You didn't talk to Detective Calhoun about whether or not the defendant was cooperative during the investigation?
I did not.
Okay. What about Detective Jerian Shepard, who picked the case up in 2021? Did you ever discuss or assist with the investigation of the case and assist him?
I did not.
Okay. And Based on your observations, would you describe the defendant as cooperating with law enforcement on the date that you arrived to execute that arrest warrant?
He did not.
Okay. Now, are you able to see and recognize the defendant in court today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you point him out and describe what the defendant is wearing?
The young man off to the right, blue blazer, light colored shirt.
All right. Can you see if the defendant is sitting in a chair or wheelchair or something?
I will stipulate that he can identify Wolfenbarger.
All right. Do you see that?
Yeah, it sounds as if Mr. Samuel indicated that they would stipulate that that was Mr. Wolfenbarger.
Okay, great. Do you see that Mr. Wolfenbarger is in a wheelchair at this time?
Yes.
Can you see that?
I did when I walked in, yes.
Okay, all right. Are you able to recall the physical state, condition of Mr. Wolfenbarger at the time that he was arrested?
He seemed perfectly healthy.
Okay. Did he appear, as he was hunched over, attempting to hide, did he appear to have any physical limitations at that time?
He did not.
Okay, and when he exited, did he appear to have difficulty moving around?
He did not.
And did either yourself or other members of your unit perform any acts that would have physically harmed the defendant on that date?
We did not.
So, okay. All right, that's all I have, Judge.
Samuel?
Nothing further.
Thank you, sir. You may step down. You are excused.
Your Honor.
Yeah, kind of a weird